Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my channel, Learn Math with Sayyid Ali. So this is lecture 3 for data management, and we learned in the last video about the interference. That was the conclusion on the basis of the data and the evidence, and we did some example. In the last lecture, I put two more definitions, were interpolation and extrapolation, and today we will be doing some examples that what does it mean. Interpolation is an estimate of the values within two known values or predicting values that falls within the data, right? So, for example, if we have a meat price, average meat price year after year, right? And we have the data starting from 1990, let's say 1990, right? I have a data from 1990, and here is the average meat price, right? So it's obviously it is going up from 1990, and then I have another data for 92, then I have 94, then I have 96, then I have 98, then I have 2000, which is now, right? So I have this data. So I have some price at, so this will be my zero, year zero, where I started off my data, and this is my average meat price, right? Or whatever commodity it is. So I have this linear relationship, and that starts like from, let's say, 2.5, 2, 4, 6, 8, right? This is dollars, right? So in 1990, it was 0 year when I saw, so my coordinates are like this, and I'm saying that it's going like this. So average meat price is increasing, right? But I have the data here that in 1990, which when I started my data, it was $2.5 per pound, right? Or per kilogram, whatever it is, right? So 2.5 was my data, right? Whatever you write it here, that will be your required data. So 2.5. And then after 2 years, I have this price, and another after 2 years, I have the data. So it's going after 2 years, right? So now if I put it here, right? So let's say after 8 years, from 1990 to 98, after 8 years, I have the value after 8 years as 3.5 or 4.5, right? So whatever value we have. So this coordinate, when we start the data, is 0 and $2.5, and after 8 years, it is 8 and $3.5. So this is my data, and I have all the values on my graph for 1992, 94, 96, 98, right? I have all the values. So if I have after 8 years data, so I can make the interpolation is an estimation of values within the two known values. So these are the two values, right? I know the meat price in 1990, I know the meat price 1998, and I know all the values in the years, right? Because I have a graph. So I can extrapolate. This 2000 is not there in my graph, but I can extrapolate, and I can find out my value, average price of meat value in year 2000 or year 2002 is outside the data. 2002. Even I can find out any value if I have some polynomial relationship between the meat price and the year. So that means interpolation and extrapolation. Extrapolation means outside the given 2 points. This is outside, right? So if I am talking about something, I am making an inference about the outside of the data, I am extrapolating the data. If I am talking about, like, I have 92 and 94 data, but I need to find out 93 price, so I will go on this graph and can find out the price of the average meat price in 1992. This is inside the data. So it's an estimate value in the two known values. So two known values were there, and we estimated value for 1992 or 93 or 94 is within the data. So when we are talking about within the data, we say that it is interpolation. And when we are outside the data, right? So extrapolation is a way to make a guess about future or about some hypothetical situation based on this data that we already know. So this data we already know, and we are hypothetically extending it to predict the values in 2000 and 2002 or 4 or 5, whatever. If we have the relationship, polynomial relationship, we can put that number into that data, and then we can find out by extrapolation the value of the meat in the next year, in the next 11 years, in the next 20 years, what we can suggest or educated guess or the best guess. This estimation will be best guess, right? Because we have some data, and based on that data, we are extrapolating, we are predicting values, right, outside the data, right? So if we have this example for this gives you complete sense of what we are talking about. Or we can say that if, for example, the average pay income is $200, or we can say that $280. Let's say another example, I will put it in black to differentiate. Example, another example, right? We can say that, okay, let's say Jack has got the increment first year 120, second year 250, third year 350, and fourth year 400, right? So we can make an educated guess from this data that what is his average increase in income. Average increase, right? So okay, I will add that up, or I can see that average increase is $280 per year. So average increase is this. So I can guess that what will be approximate or educated guess or estimated increase in fifth year. So if that is, add 280 to that, that means maybe around something 680, right? He will be getting annual increment, so because the increment is increasing, and we make an educated guess that the average income increase is $280 per year, right? So that is one of the example. Or we come back to the same example. If we have this this relationship of the meat price, we can see that we can make a polynomial. Let's see that if we have a relationship, right, for polynomial interpolation and extrapolation. Interpolation, right? We can do interpolation or extrapolation simultaneously if we have extrapolation, right? So we can do, if we have a polynomial expression for this rise of meat every year or every 2 year, right? Every 2 year we data, and my expression is, let's say, for example, it's 0.125 times x is the number of the year, plus 2.5. So 2.5 was my beginning when I recorded the data. So this is my polynomial expression, which is given me that if you put how many years after you want to calculate the price, you can put x, right? If you want to calculate the price in 2000, right? In 2000, how many years after it is? So it is after 10 years. So you put 10 here, right? And calculate it for y. So what will be the value of meat after 10 years, right? So if you are going beyond the data, your data is up to 98, you are calculating 2000. So this is 10 years after, so you put 10 here. That means this is extrapolating. Outside the data, you are calculating something, extrapolating. But if you say that, okay, I need the value of the meat in the year 1993, so it's after 3 years. So this is within the data. So I put x as 3, right? So this is interpolating, right? So this is just an example to understand that how it works, what does it mean that extrapolating or interpolating. It's the data. If we have the data, we can make the estimates. We can make the estimates, right? We can make the judgment. We can make the educated guess or the best guess, right? By extrapolating, right? By extrapolating outside the data. We are calculating it as outside the data, or we can calculate it inside the data, right? So these are the examples which explains that what is interpolation and extrapolation. So hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon button to receive another video. Thank you for watching.